Hi guys, this is the first video of the SQLite series. So in this video we will try to learn about SQLite, how to install it, how to create a database, and we will run some basic SQL command in SQLite3. And you know that SQLite3 is the default database that is used with most of the Python frameworks. So let's start. So the first thing that we need is basically we need to install SQLite3, and for this purpose we will go to SQLite's official website. That's sqlite.org. So we will go to the website and click on that download link, and under download we're looking for Windows binary because I'm using Windows. If you're using any other operating system like Mac or Linux, you can select the appropriate binary for your system. So see, I'm selecting SQLite tools Win32x86 333 4x0.zip, and it says a bundle of command line tools for managing SQLite database files, including command line shell program, etc. etc. So let's start. Just click on this link, on this binary link, and you will see the file or the binary is downloaded in a zip format. What you will do, you will copy that file and take it to the location wherever you want to install or set up your SQLite. I want to set it up inside my D drive. So what I will do, I will go to my SQLite's D drive, and you can see here it is. On D drive I have a folder programs, and inside here I have a folder SQLite. So inside SQLite I pasted initially this zipped format download, then I unzipped it and I got this folder, and inside this folder I had these three setup files. So what I did, I just copied this SQLite3. Why? Because at the moment we're just going through SQLite and some of the commands that or SQL queries that we can run using SQLite in a Windows platform. So what I did, I copied it, I went back to the parent folder, pasted over there. As you can see, I had that SQLite there. Now, next thing that we will do, we will go to your search box and type over there cmd, and go to your command prompt. In command prompt, we need to go to the path of our SQLite3, and you know my computer is on D drive. Inside the D drive or folder called programs. Inside here I have a folder called SQLite, and hit enter. Now inside the path, now next thing that we need to do is to run the basic SQLite commands. Obviously, if we have to run SQL, we have to have a database. I do have a database, but we need to know how to create a database if someone doesn't have a database. So how we can create a database, we will run SQLite 3 command. Okay, just say SQLite 3, and then we will write the name of the database. We can say first .db. We'll hit enter, and you will see a database is created. Now we have to create a database, inside the database a table, and we know that to create table we have a query create table. We write create table, then we write the name of the table, let's say customer, and then we mention the fields that we're going to have in that customer table. So I would say ID and it would be an integer. So, and then I would have a name, and a name would be a string. If I want to set it as not null, I would say not null, and I would say primary key, and the primary key is actually ID. So we're saying we will create a table. Table's name is customer. It has 3 fields, ID, name, and just 2 fields, sorry, ID and name. ID is integer and it's a primary key. At the end of each query we have to write this semicolon. We will do that, and it has created a table for us. To make sure the table is created, we can type in .schema. That will show the structure of the table. At the moment we don't have any record in that table. As you can see, when I will write select asterisk from customer, I won't get any record because nothing is there yet. So what we will do, we will insert some data, and to insert some data we will say insert into name of the table, which is customer. Then we will write the name of the fields that we want to enter. It's ID and name. Now, next thing that we will do, we will write the values. And values, let's say the first one can be 111. It's an integer, and then I would say name is inside speech marks. I will write the name. I will say John. Now, I will write semicolon at the end and hit enter. So, one record is inserted. What I will do now, I will run the same command, select asterisk from customer, hit enter, and now it is showing a result. We have entered one record, is showing that one record. So we learned about how to create a table, how to create a database, and how to run in basic insert, basic select query, and how to insert data into a table. Now, because we don't have much records in this newly created database, so what I would prefer writing queries using the database that I have already created that contains some records. So to swap the database, what we need to do, we need to quit from this database, and to quit we will write this .quit and hit enter, and now you can see we have come out of that SQLite prompt. Now here you will write SQLite3 again, and you will write the name of the database. It's called movies.db. I hit enter, and now I'm again back to that SQLite. Let's maximize it. SQLite prompt. So now what we need to do, we need to run those commands, and that we did for your first database. First of all, let's check a schema which will show the structure. You can see we have 4 tables, and actually we have 5 tables. So we have movies, stars, directors, ratings, and people, and you can see all the fields and the key fields in our tables. What we will do now, we will run some basic commands. So let's say if I'm interested in peoples, I would say select asterisk from people, I will type semicolon at the end, hit enter. Oops, we have so much data. So see, if that's the case, we can press Ctrl C, we can stop. So see, when we when we didn't limit the number of records, it shows all the records, and we have maybe thousands of records there. To just see specific number of records, we can write limit, and we can write the number of records that we want to see. We'll hit enter, and now you see we have just 10 records. Another thing that we can do, we can also say we want 10 records, but we want to start from 5th record. So for this purpose, we will say offset 5. We will hit enter, and now you can see we have 10 records, but we are starting from record 5, record 6. So it means we are not interested in first 5 records. So that's what your offset 5 does. Now, next thing that we will do is basically ordering the records. So now, let's say if I am interested, all those people whose date of birth, like all the like who are the oldest in terms of their date of birth, right? So all those people, the oldest peoples, first and oldest peoples in that people's table. For this purpose, I will say same thing, select asterisk from people, limit 10, offset 5. Let's get rid of this offset now. So you can have it if you want, but because I'm not interested in it right now. So I would have just 10 records, but I would like to see my records to be shown in descending order. So which means I will see just the oldest 10 peoples in that people's table. I will say order by descending, and it will show the 10 oldest records. We have an issue here. Let's see what that issue is basically. Let's sort that out. We're saying select asterisk from, here the problem is from people, order by descending, and we're saying yeah, so it should work. Order by, which you didn't name actually the field. So we want to order by, let's write the name of the field, and the name of the field is birth. Okay, so we have to mention the name of the column, okay, for which we want to order our record basically. And the name of the field that we have selected is birth. What we will do now, we will hit enter, and now you can see the record, the 10 records that we have are shown in descending orders, right? So yeah, so so it is not showing the oldest, so that's my bad. If I have to see the oldest people, I will write ascending. Right, so for the oldest people, we don't have any record there actually. So birth table, then some of the birth table fields didn't have any values entered. So it is showing the last records. So last 5 records, actually last 10 records. Okay, but because we don't have any values, so it's not a not null field. This if you see this people's table. Inside the people table we have births, which is a numeric value, but it's not null. So it means we can have null values. That's why when we said ascending, so the last 10 records didn't have any value, right? So that's why we didn't see anything. So if we are interested in first 10 values, then we will write descending. Let's change the query and we will write order by, and this time we're saying descending. So here we go. Now we have, see, those people whose date of birth was the who are the least old people, who are the most young people. So here we have 2015, 2014, 2014 again, 2013, and then 2012, so on and so forth. We can also run this order by clause on another field as well. For example, let's say we want to run this order by on ID field. Let's see the result. So see, now we're seeing the IDs, those IDs, the ID value, highest ID values first. We have 110, 77519, 77518, and then 7, and so on and so forth. So order by is just used to order the data or the records that we are selecting. We have another thing which is called group by. So what group by does, so group by is used to summarize the data based on some fields. So let's try a group by, and we can try this group by on, let's say, ratings. So let's write the command, and we will say, it's not command, we call it query. So we'll say select, and we will say ratings. See, in that rating table we have a field named rating. That's what we're saying, select rating, and then we want to count the number of votes for each rating, right? So we'll say rating comma count, because we want to summarize the result. Now we want to see how many people voted for a particular rating. So it's a movies database. For movies, people give rating, the reviews. So the command that we have, the query that we're writing will show the number of votes for each rating. And here we can say select rating comma count, and inside the brackets we can write votes. Votes is also a field in ratings table, as you can see at the top here. So it will count the number of votes for a particular rating. Now what we will do, we will write the name of the table from ratings, and we will say we want to group by rating. So we want to group it by a rating, and we want to see it in, let's not write the order yet. So let's write just group by clause, and we will say group by rating, and we can limit basically just 10 records. Okay, we can have more than 10 records, and then the query will return lots of results which we're not interested in. Write the comma, hit enter, and you can see the result is there. It is showing the rating and the number of votes for each rating, number of people who voted for each rating. So let's change the command, and now we will say we want to see this rating in descending order. So we know that for ordering the records we use order by. So we will say order by, and we will say rating. Okay, so we want to order it by the number of votes actually. Oh, sorry, rating. So we will say the highest rating first and the number of votes for that rating, and then we will see the next highest rating, and let's say it will be 9, 9.9, 10, or 7, and then 6, and then 5, and so on and so forth. So we're saying group by rating, order by rating, and we will say descending. Let's run this query now. As you can see, it is showing the rating, the highest rating first, and the number of votes, and the number of people who voted for that rating. So 10.0, 12 people voted, 9.9, 8 people voted, 9.4, 168, 9.3, 200, and so on and so forth. Okay guys, so that's what we learned. So remember the key thing, how to install this SQLite or set it up on Windows computer. Then we learned about how to create database, tables, inserting values in tables, running the basic SQL queries, and then at the end we saw the difference between group by and order by clause. Order by is used to order the data, and group by is used to summarize the result based on the field values. And we saw that we want to see the number of people voted for each rating, and we run that command. We run that query and we saw the results. Thank you very much, and please do subscribe my channel, and that will be that will give me lots of encouragement. So I appreciate that. Thanks for watching the video. So see you next time.